If you are still managing projects like you did in 2024, you could be missing out in thousands of dollars of your salary because the market has already changed because of AI. Companies don't want to pay extra for basic coordination and administrative work. The highest salaries will go to project managers who can deliver strategic value and use new technologies. In this video, I'll show you exactly the skill set you need to develop the high-impact skills and demand high-paying salaries in the profession of project management. Let's get started. And here's the fundamental problem we need to discuss first. You see, most project managers believe that their top value comes from finishing projects on time within budget. But this must be the biggest misconception in 2026. And I get it, that sounds logical, right? But if you think about it, those project managers who finish projects on time within budget would have become the directors already. They would be building those systems for us. And if you keep thinking about project management as finishing projects successfully, you will never get to the highest salaries you see on the job market. But do you know what you need to do instead? What should be the criteria for you for success of your career? Is the generated additional value. So what strategic value you generated on top of finishing projects on time within budget. If you take anything from this video, you need to remember that in 2026 you must develop a skill of communicating the value that you generate. Very clearly, very specific. Now you must be wondering if finishing projects on time within budget is not the biggest value you bring to the table, so what else? And this leads us to the second skill you need to develop in 2026 to demand higher salary. You see, anyone can learn or set up an AI tool, but just a few project managers are capable of overcoming resistance from the team and people and actually make them use the tool and generate the uplift in productivity. The same way, everyone knows the project management theory, but just a few can adapt the processes, change the workflows, and introduce new tools that stick and deliver value. The real value of this skill lies in guiding people through uncertainty, through resistance, and adapting their skill sets and talents to the new reality of AI world. That's why in 2026 you need to master organizational change management, because all the tools are already here. You just need a person who will be able to adopt those tools and teach people to use it. Mark my word, all project managers will be responsible for organizational change management this year. And this leads us to the third skill, which comes hand in hand with change management and its strategic leadership. I know it's a buzzword, but in essence, it means that you can connect any piece of work to strategic value you generate. Basically, you know how your efforts contribute to making or saving money for the organization. Likewise, strategic leadership means that you can see the connection between the project work and business objectives. But likewise, you have the desire and capabilities to inspire people to impact those project goals, not just do the tasks on the project. But here's the catch. Strategic leadership requires a lot of courage, and 99% of people around you will never have courage to take on a leadership role in any AI initiative. The demand for strategic leaders is huge, and that's why it's a huge opportunity for your career development and salary growth. You just need to show that you have the skills of strategic leadership, and you will instantly become an indispensable part of the organization. But here's the real problem. You can't improve project management processes unless you know them deeply, intimately, in all aspects, and therefore you won't be able to generate additional value and become a strategic leader. And this is probably the second biggest misconception with project managers nowadays. They believe that they don't need to invest time into mastering project management. They can ask all the questions to ChatGPT, Claude, or Gemini. But let me tell you a secret, that's how tech giants think right now. Google, Microsoft, and other big companies will focus on low-hanging fruits. They will optimize those processes that are easy to optimize, like meeting notes, summarization, follow-up, simple workflows. That will reduce the value of administrative and coordination work to bare minimum. But what they cannot do is to automate or apply AI to build end-to-end project management. That's still on you, on a project manager, to build the whole system from start to end and connect these pieces. In my online courses, I've been teaching this for a decade already, because I've been preparing people to learn the skill of delegating the work to your team members, because I was predicting that we will soon start delegating that simple work to AI or other machines. So if you want to become a great project manager in 2026 with the highest possible salary, you need to master practical project management framework. Check the link to my course in the description and master all aspects of project management today. And by the way, I apply the strategies I teach in my online courses myself. So recently I've been going through lots of interviews for high-level project management roles. I learned that there are two major areas with high demand for specific skills right now. Number one is PMO with AI, so how to use AI to project management. And the second, how to apply Gen AI or machine learning to other capabilities of applications. And both of them require a lot of skills of research and development projects from project managers. And the idea is simple. Even 1 week sprint is a far too long feedback loop for such projects. You need to experiment multiple times per day. Why? Because you have access to hundreds of AI models, and you need to get through them to find the one that works for your business case. That's why the skill of identifying a hypothesis and organizing a work of the team to quickly verify it is critical in 2026, and lots of companies will test you on this skill specifically. That's why in 2026 you need to develop a skill set to quickly run these experiments from start to finish. It means that you need to organize the work of a team in a bit different way, and you need to influence their mindset towards such work. Now, if you put it all together, this leads us to probably the only technical skill that you need to focus on in 2026. And specifically, I'm talking about no-code or low-code, these automation platforms. So you need to get familiar with tools like Zapier, Make.com, or similar automation platforms. Because from one side, it will give you a lot of opportunities to apply AI and try out different things for yourself. But also, a lot of products and services that you will develop in 2026 will basically mimic these automation rules under the hood of your product. And there are a lot of benefits in mastering this skill, because you will know the limitations and capabilities of different components that we use. You will know how to automate your own work, and you will understand the principles that you can implement inside a product or service. And here I want to pause to summarize the things that we discussed. You see, from the one hand, we have the new project with Gen AI, with machine learning and other AI capabilities that introduce new life cycles that you need to know. That's why mastering project management and new tools that we can use in project management is critical. But at the same time, it will be foolish not to use the same tools for improving the performance of our teams and processes in the organization. That's exactly why you need strategic leadership and organizational change management to build those systems on top of projects that you lead. And last but not least, you need to understand that your leadership doesn't often understand the value that you create through all this work, from finishing projects successfully to taking out the best practices and implementing them on the organizational level. You must learn to communicate those benefits. But all this will be useless if you can't pass the main criteria for project managers in 2026. And I'm talking about AI skills. If you feel like you're lagging behind the AI development, I recommend that you watch this video next. It will explain the skills that you need to master ASAP. Otherwise, no high salaries, no career growth, and very possible you'll be unemployable very soon. Click the video now, I'm waiting for you there.